A startling 567,715 people were homeless in the United States on a single night in 2024. This number isn't just a statistic, it's a reflection of a harsh reality that hundreds of thousands of people face every day. It's the reality of not knowing where your next meal is coming from, where you'll sleep tonight, or when you'll find a warm place to rest. Surprisingly, this issue isn't confined to a single state or city. It's a national epidemic stretching from the sun-kissed beaches of California to the bustling streets of New York. The numbers are staggering, but they only scratch the surface of the issue. Behind each number is a person, a story, a life filled with struggles and challenges that many of us can't even begin to comprehend. These numbers are not just facts and figures. They are a stark reminder of the human suffering happening in our own backyards. Let these numbers sink in because they represent real people, with real stories living in our cities. But what does homelessness look like in our major cities? To understand the full scope of homelessness, we need to zoom in from the national level and take a closer look at our cities. From the bustling metropolis of New York City to the sunny streets of Los Angeles and the historic heart of Washington, D.C., homelessness is a reality that is as varied as the cities themselves. In New York City, the city that never sleeps, thousands of individuals find themselves without a place to rest their heads at night. Despite the city's wealth and prosperity, it grapples with one of the highest homelessness rates in the country. The city's shelters are filled to the brim, and many are left to brave the elements on the streets. On the other side of the country, Los Angeles paints a similar picture. Known for its glitz and glamour, Louisiana is also home to an extensive homeless population. The city's mild climate and sprawling geography have led to a significant number of people living in makeshift encampments, a stark contrast to the city's famed Hollywood Hills. Meanwhile, in Washington, D.C., the nation's capital, homelessness is a paradoxical part of the landscape. Amidst landmarks symbolizing freedom and prosperity, you'll find individuals living without basic shelter. The city's high cost of living and lack of affordable housing contribute to the persistence of homelessness. As we delve into these cities, we notice certain trends and anomalies. Some cities, like San Francisco, see a sharp increase in homelessness during certain times of the year, correlating with the city's tech boom and rising housing costs. Others, like Chicago, have seen a decrease in homelessness, a result of focused efforts and strategic initiatives. Yet, in every city, behind each statistic, there is a human story. A story of struggle, resilience, and hope. A story that reminds us that homelessness is not just an abstract concept, but a reality that affects real people in our cities every day. As you can see, homelessness is not just a national issue, it's a local one too, affecting our neighborhoods and communities. You might be asking, how do so many people end up homeless? It's a complex question with multifaceted answers. Let's delve into some of the main causes and see how they link back to the startling statistics we've discussed earlier. First and foremost, the lack of affordable housing plays a significant role. As real estate markets soar, rents are escalating too, and many individuals simply cannot keep up. A sudden job loss, an unexpected medical bill, or a rise in rent can push people into homelessness. Next up, unemployment and poverty, two closely intertwined issues. Without a stable job, individuals struggle to afford basic necessities like food and shelter. And poverty, it's not just about low income, it's also about lack of access to resources, opportunities, and support systems that can help people get back on their feet. Mental health is another key factor. People with mental health issues, particularly those untreated, often find it arduous to maintain stable employment and housing. The stigma associated with mental health can also lead to isolation, making it even harder for these individuals to seek help and support. Substance abuse can not only trigger homelessness, but it can also be a result of it. People may turn to substances as a way to cope with the harsh realities of living on the streets. And once caught in this cycle, it's incredibly hard to break free. And finally, let's not forget about domestic violence. Victims often have to leave their homes to escape abusive situations, and without a safe place to go, they may find themselves on the streets. So you see, homelessness is not a choice. It's a devastating circumstance born out of a host of complex issues. Understanding the causes helps us understand the solutions. It's not just about providing shelter, but addressing these root causes. Only then can we hope to make a real, lasting difference in the lives of those affected by homelessness. Behind every statistic, there's a human story. As we delve into the human impact of homelessness, It's essential to remember that each number we've discussed represents a person with dreams, aspirations, and a unique life narrative. Homelessness is far more than a lack of shelter. It's a condition that can drastically affect a person's physical health. Life on the streets exposes people to the harshness of the elements, leading to conditions such as hypothermia in winter and heat stroke in summer. Without a safe place to store medications or prepare nutritious meals, managing chronic illnesses becomes a daunting task. This constant battle against the environment and disease can shorten life expectancy dramatically. A home offers more than just physical protection. It's a sanctuary that nurtures our mental well-being. The stress and uncertainty of homelessness can exacerbate existing mental health issues or even trigger new ones. Anxiety, depression, and post-traumatic stress disorder are common among those without a home, creating a vicious cycle that makes it even harder to escape the clutches of homelessness. Moreover, the quality of life that we all aspire to is significantly hampered by homelessness. It's not just about having a roof over our heads, but being able to participate fully in society. It's about having a stable address to put on a job application, a quiet place to study or read, and a private space to rest and recuperate. It's about dignity, privacy, and security, basic human rights that are often denied to those battling homelessness. As we reflect on these impacts, let's remember to connect them back to the root causes and statistics we've discussed. Each person experiencing homelessness has been affected by a mix of personal circumstances and systemic issues. They're not just numbers, but individuals navigating a complex, often heartbreaking journey. When we talk about homelessness, we're talking about real people with real struggles and real dreams. Our understanding and empathy can be the first steps toward meaningful solutions. Let's not forget the human stories behind the numbers. So what can we do about homelessness in our cities? The answer to this question begins with understanding. We've explored the sobering statistics of homelessness and highlighted the cities where this issue is most prevalent. We've delved into the root causes of homelessness, everything from economic factors to systemic failures. And we've humanized the issue, reminding ourselves that every figure represents a person, a story, a life. Now we must turn understanding into action. Advocacy for better policies can help address the systemic issues, while volunteering in local shelters and food banks provides immediate relief. Raising awareness through conversations, social media, and community events can shift public perception and drive change. It's about refusing to turn a blind eye and choosing instead to extend a hand, because every effort counts, no matter how small. Remember, these are not just numbers, they are our fellow citizens. Together we can make a difference.